The world is stunned as a dramatic twist unfolds in Central Africa. Former DR Congo President Joseph Kabila has been sentenced to death in absentia. A verdict like this is not just a legal decision. It's a political earthquake sending shockwaves far beyond Congo's borders. Imagine the implications. A once powerful leader, once a symbol of control over one of the most resource-rich nations on earth, now condemned to die by a court he did not even attend. This isn't just a story about one man. It's a reflection of a fragile region where justice, revenge, and power often collide. The echoes of this ruling reach into the heart of Africa's ongoing struggles with conflict minerals, military power plays, and the global fight for influence. Welcome back to my channel. Tonight, we dive deep into the meaning behind this explosive judgment. Joseph Kabila ruled the Democratic Republic of Congo for nearly 2 decades, presiding over wars, fragile peace deals, and an economy fueled by cobalt and other minerals essential for the world's most advanced military technologies. His sentencing, while he remains outside the country, signals a dangerous new chapter for a nation already scarred by violence and competing foreign interests. Analysts warn that this verdict could inflame tensions among rival armed groups, ignite protests in key cities, and even destabilize the region, where rebel movements, mercenaries, and foreign military contractors have long battled for control of critical resources. With global powers eyeing Congo's strategic minerals for next-generation weapons and energy storage, this decision could spark new geopolitical conflicts that stretch far beyond Africa. The question now is simple but chilling. Is this the start of long-awaited justice, or the beginning of another cycle of war? The answer lies not only in Kinshasa's courts, but in the movements of soldiers and shadowy alliances across the continent. Joseph Kabila's downfall is more than a courtroom drama. It's a calculated move in a nation where military might and political survival are inseparable. During his presidency, Kabila maintained a delicate balance of power by forging secret deals with militias, foreign mining companies, and regional warlords. His government's grip over Congo's vast mineral reserves, cobalt, coltan, and rare earth metals, gave him leverage over world powers hungry for the materials that fuel fighter jets, missile systems, and cutting-edge military technologies. Now, with a death sentence hanging over him, those same networks are splintering, creating dangerous vacuums across the country's war-torn eastern provinces. The verdict has already triggered whispers of armed uprisings. Rebel groups, some backed by outside nations, are reportedly repositioning forces, sensing that Congo's central government is vulnerable. Border regions near Rwanda and Uganda remain flashpoints, where drones, modern weaponry, and clandestine operations are quietly escalating. Intelligence reports suggest that international arms smugglers are once again circling, ready to exploit the chaos. For countries investing heavily in next-generation weapons systems, the instability in Congo threatens not only supply chains, but also the delicate balance of power in ongoing global conflicts from Eastern Europe to the South China Sea. Diplomats fear that this death sentence could become the spark that ignites a wider conflict, pulling neighboring nations into another devastating war. Military analysts are already warning of a potential arms race in Central Africa, as rival factions seek outside support and foreign governments quietly provide advanced surveillance and combat technology. What began as a courtroom verdict could soon transform into a military flashpoint with consequences far beyond Africa's borders. In a world already teetering on the edge of multiple conflicts, the Kabila ruling is a reminder that one decision can shift the global battlefield overnight. As night falls over Kinshasa, uncertainty grips the Democratic Republic of Congo. Streets echo with tension as soldiers patrol key intersections and rumors swirl of secret negotiations between powerful factions. The death sentence for Joseph Kabila is not merely about punishing a former president. It is a declaration of a new order, a challenge to decades of entrenched power. But history warns us that such declarations rarely end quietly. Across Congo's mineral heartlands, where cobalt and coltan fuel the world's most advanced drones, satellites, and missile systems, armed groups are already shifting positions. Their movements are a dangerous signal that this legal verdict could erupt into a wider war for resources. World capitals are watching closely. In Washington, Beijing, and Moscow, intelligence briefings are focusing on Congo's cobalt reserves, critical for military batteries and energy weapons. Any disruption here could slow production of next-generation fighter jets, missile guidance systems, and AI-driven defense platforms. Nations dependent on these minerals are quietly assessing military options, ready to protect supply routes or back factions that can guarantee access. In the fog of this uncertainty, shadowy private military contractors and covert operatives are likely to play a larger role, further blurring the line between political justice and strategic warfare. For ordinary Congolese citizens, the verdict is a bitter paradox: hope for justice mixed with fear of violence. Families in Goma, Bukavu, and Kinshasa brace for protests, possible crackdowns, and the return of warlords who thrive in chaos. The sentencing of Joseph Kabila may feel like a historic victory for accountability, but it also risks plunging the country back into the same cycle of bloodshed that defined his rise to power. Tonight, the question haunting the world is not only whether Kabila will ever face the hangman's rope, but whether Congo can survive the storm his sentence has unleashed.